From Zika to dengue. Imagine you were enjoying the best vacation of your life. One day you go out to enjoy the sunset in Italy or eat a baguette in France. Out of nowhere, you feel a bite. You've been bitten by a mosquito, but you don't give it any importance. Days later, you start to feel sick, nausea, dizziness, vomiting, pain all over your body, like a common flu like any other, but you notice something worrying. You vomit blood, you have spots on your body, and now you can no longer fend for yourself. Days later, you find yourself on the verge of death. You've gone from a dream vacation to the worst nightmare of your life. You can't explain how it happened, and now all you can do is hope for a miracle. What happened? You've been bitten by the tiger mosquito, one of the most dangerous mosquitoes in the world. Stay to the end of this video and avoid going through this whole scenario if you don't want this to happen to you. Welcome to EdDevelop, where you will find the best curiosities and facts about YouTube. I invite you to subscribe and activate the notification bell to make your day much better every time we upload a new video. If you want to contribute to the growth of the channel, consider our Patreon. Find the link in the description. I assure you it will be one of the best decisions you will ever make in your life. Now, it is time for the fun part. You no longer have to worry about this. Only if you are visiting a tropical country or the Caribbean, it turns out that this little friend is now found in much of Europe, America, and Asia. How did they spread? That's probably what you're wondering. In a very peculiar way, scientists report. Tires and cars, as if it were a vacation for them, with the difference that they are here to stay. The tiger mosquito was the first Aedes mosquito to migrate in search of new routes, aboard tire transport ships, and to be declared an invasive species by the Ministry of the Environment. In fact, this small insect is included in the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, list of the 100 most harmful invasive alien species in the world. Also instilled in France and Italy, the first colony detected in Spain was in 2004 in Sant Cugat del Val, Barcelona. These great protagonists of the summer quickly colonized 2/3 of the Valencian community, and the expansion of this genus was such that in 2018, it attracted another species of the same genus, Aedes japonicus. The best representatives of the mosquito family, brave for their species. These small, slender insects are named for the color pattern that stains their abdomen, from larva to true predator of humans. Like most insects, mosquitoes have 2 eyes with thousands of lenses that point in all directions and move independently. Although they cannot focus their eyes like humans, their eyes remain open to detect fast movement. This is why we can never kill them, no matter how fast we are. Lost cause. Can you imagine moving your arms 1,000 times per second? Well, that is one of the incredible curiosities of this mosquito. Their wings move about 1,000 times per second and produce the buzzing sound that identifies them. In fact, the female's wings produce a higher pitched sound than the male's, which helps them attract the opposite sex. Another curiosity of these insects is that females are the only ones that bite their prey, for which they have a thin and elongated proboscis with which they feed on blood, often attracted by our body odor at dusk. Males feed only on flower nectar. Its ecological impact is primarily related to competition with native insect species, and its health impact, both for humans and other animals, is that it is a vector for the transmission of more than 20 infectious diseases, such as malaria, Zika, chikungunya virus, or Nile virus, among others. Do you want to face one? I don't think so. Most cases of these diseases in Europe are usually imported, but there is an increasing risk of indigenous cases due to globalization of travel and migration and the effects of climate change, among other factors. Its monitoring as an invasive species continues to try to control populations, according to the Compendium of Invasive Species of the Center for Agricultural Bioscience International, CABI. Due to its habits, the tiger mosquito is difficult to see as it flies at ground level and bites mainly on the lower extremities. It is also an excellent daytime biter, even during periods of very high temperatures. When the cold season arrives, tiger mosquito populations survive in the form of eggs, although, according to the University of Murcia, tiger mosquito activity has also been observed in the winter in the municipalities of Murcia, Mazarone, and Cartagena. How can you protect yourself from the tiger mosquito? Although it may seem contradictory in view of its rapid expansion, this mosquito only moves in areas close to its nest, which will be located in humid and shady areas. The bite of this insect, whose symptoms usually increase as the days go by, will always occur near one of its nests. However, there are some measures we can take if you are one of those who like to make sure that the chances of getting stung are reduced to 0. Eliminate breeding sites. One of the most important aspects to prevent tiger mosquito bites is to prevent them from completing their biological cycle. They have a larval stage in which they need water. Therefore, it is necessary to eliminate objects that can accumulate rain or irrigation water for days. It is also advisable to renew and clean the water in the animal's drinking troughs every 2 or 3 days and avoid excessive watering. Avoid shady and humid areas. Although it is desirable to seek shelter from the sun under trees or awnings in the summer, shade is the tiger mosquito's preferred resting place. Use appropriate repellents. Although natural repellents are in vogue, repellents based on citronella, lemon, or eucalyptus are not as effective as those containing DEET or icaridin, which are recommended by the WHO. Wear appropriate clothing. It is advisable to try to cover the skin with long sleeves and pants that cover the ankles to protect us from the tiger mosquito. Likewise, another element is to avoid dark clothes since they attract them more than light clothes. Now that you know, you have no excuse to avoid it. And if you have already fallen victim to this terrible insect, tell us about your experience and what disease you contracted. And no, it's not possible to get all of these diseases from just one bite. Don't worry about it. The mosquito is not like a syringe that takes infected blood and injects it back into another person. When a mosquito bites, before it sucks, it injects saliva that contains anticoagulants. The pathogens that cause the disease, viruses, bacteria, protozoa, or worms, have been able to travel from the mosquito's gut to the mosquito's salivary glands, waiting to be injected. It is also the saliva that produces the bite reaction, even if it does not contain pathogens. So you can rest easy if you think you've been bitten by this species. However, I will give you some tips on how to tell if you need to go to the emergency room or not. But first, if you like the content, don't forget to like and share it with someone you know who might be going on the best vacation of their life. First of all, it should be taken into account that the first signs appear only after a few days, and that the symptoms can be easily confused with other types of pathologies. A person infected with one of these viruses, dengue, Zika, or chikungunya, will have fever, muscle, and joint pains, headaches. In other words, a picture similar to that of the flu. In any case, if you have been infected, these 3 diseases usually run their course and are cured without the need for specific treatment. However, there is an exception in the case of a version of dengue known as dengue hemorrhagic or severe dengue, which can lead to death, especially in more vulnerable patients such as children or the elderly. In this case, the symptoms are different, as abdominal pain and vomiting begin to appear and may be accompanied by blood. And if you think you've been stung, rubbing the affected area will not only not get rid of the swelling and itching, it will make it worse. Excessive scratching can also cause the rash to become infected. Cool the affected area. To relieve discomfort and prevent the mosquito's saliva from spreading and causing swelling, apply a small amount of local cold or diluted ammonia. We know that we have probably added to your list of fears being bitten by this mosquito, and although we do not want to add to it, we leave you with one last piece of information. The most deadly animal in the world is the mosquito, responsible for the death of more than 725,000 people each year, compared to the 50,000 deaths caused by snakes, or the barely 10 people killed by sharks. But don't worry, I'm sure if you follow the recommendations we've given you, you'll be fine. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Let us know what you thought in the comments, and let us know what experiences you've had with these little predators, or what topic you'd like us to cover in a future video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. See you next time.